I would say I was a person who was trying to interpret the world through art. And that whatever comes out of that is something hopefully authentic to me. My name is Chisara Agor. I'm an artist, composer, writer, songwriter, dancer, performer, kind of interdisciplinary artist, so I work in different practices. Living in Peckham and growing up here with local musical theatre and music at school just meant that I had a really great foundation to start my journey. I think the first show at the West End I saw, my mum took me to see Lion King, and I was just blown away. It was just beautiful. I loved it so much. I enjoyed being in the arts and being in an artistic space. So I think my first traditional path into music, I suppose, would be at primary school, where they offered you can learn an instrument for free at school, and I was like, yeah, I'll do that. So I started playing the flute, which then led to being in the school choir and bands, and I think I just enjoyed playing. And the only reason why I got into the ukulele was because at university I was doing a year abroad in Madrid and I couldn't bring the guitar with me, so my friend got me this tiny toy ukulele that I could take with me, and I started playing that and I loved it, and I wrote loads of songs on there. So as a child, seeing theatre locally where there was diversity and people like me on stage singing and dancing, I didn't have that idea that there were restrictions. It was until later when, as an adult, reflecting on it, oh, actually, that's not normal. Well, that's not something that you see. But luckily, and almost grateful that my belief was that we can do anything. I started with the kind of freelance teaching. Actually, my first job was working here as an assistant to the tap dance teacher at the time, Jarena Green. So I was helping lay out the floors, helping with the little kids, cleaning up. That was my first role. And then that progressed into teaching that class, and then that progressed into older classes and teaching them drama and dance. And then from there I was doing a lot of freelance teaching and also performing within the jazz dance elite company that Jarena had started back then. My musical writing process is probably 70-40, sitting down with an instrument and playing out something, and then having an idea of a song and figuring it out. The Garden is a musical I started writing when I was in school. It started off with just being songs about gentrification, about the Aylesbury estate being emptied and people not having anywhere to go. It then became a kind of magical realism story about a young woman who gets given a seed, a massive garden grows out of her estate, and kind of this duality between the magical world and this world, and kind of protecting where you live and connecting with people who live by you. So it's overall a story about hope and magic and resilience that I think is kind of universal. The musical theatre industry can be, and hopefully will be, that space, as it was for me growing up, and that moment where people feel like their stories are being heard. But also just dissolving hierarchies of class, of ethnicity, of background, of anything that stops people from feeling that they have ownership over it. Musical theatre should be, much like music and much like other forms, a folk story, so people's work. So when you go to somewhere and you sing on stage, you can go, yes, I connect to this, regardless of whether it's a story that takes place 50,000 miles away. There's something in it that connects to you. And I hope that the people who have the power and the industry to change that are aware of how important that is and what it can do to change people's lives, and also change people's perspectives on things. Peckham is many things, and I think that's probably what shaped me. There is no one way of being here. And growing up, I had so many friends who were into different things, different backgrounds, different ways of exploring what they wanted to explore, and I feel like I was accepted as myself. And I think as a child, that's the best thing you can have. My main goal is to be able to create what's in my head and my heart, and also through that help others in some way.
again.